Hello and welcome. I am the Co-Stream Kid. It has been 6 years since the last news update, so you guys are uneducated, and I just like to jump right into it. Let's see how this goes. So the first news story for today is Volcano the Blast Coaster is being removed at Kings Dominion for the 2019 season. They posted on their blog about the ride's removal. They cited that every year they inspect rides, they evaluate them for guest satisfaction, throughput and capacity, reliability, uptime and maintenance, and they cited reliability and guest satisfactions, and for these reasons this ride is being removed. And I find it confusing how they cite reliability and guest satisfaction, because guests are satisfied with Volcano the Blast Coaster. It is a good ride here at Kings Dominion. It is easily a top 3 ride in the park, upsetting Dominator, and Twisted Timber is just open, so that is now the new number 2, but it is a phenomenal roller coaster that is totally unique, and is sad that it's finally dropping down at Kings Dominion. I'm upset by this, but it is definitely not reliable. It was down nearly all of the 2018 season. It was open in the spring a little bit, all of summer, all of hunt, fall. It was down and closed, and so it might have actually had a huge issue in being broken. Who knows? We don't really know what happened, but you'd always say it'd be down from mechanical problems. So those mechanical problems we cannot be sure of, but whatever issues that they've been having throughout these years, they might just be calling it quits now, because again, it's just might not be worth it, because capacity of Volcano is pretty bad. Just 16 people going on one train every 60 seconds at the bare minimum, with just one non-dual loading station. So it might just not be worth it for them to keep it open with all these mechanical problems, with these capacity problems. And I do find how they cite reliability is good, but that's kind of vague, and guest satisfaction is I just don't see that happening. I am very satisfied, but because of the capacity, it has had a long wait times over the years, because it's just such a bad capacity, but it's worth it. It's a good ride, and we don't know exactly when they'll be removing the structure for the ride. The Volcano Mountain, it might stay, it might go. We don't know at this point, and so we just have to wait and see what will replace it. The mountain has housed several attractions over the years, and the Volcano has been there for the Volcano the Blast Coaster has been there for 20 years, so we'll see what happens. It might be replaced with a roller coaster, a dark ride, expand the water park over there, do whatever you want, and we'll see what the future holds. We do know that, Tornado, the water slide, one of the biggest water slides that they had, was removed last season. And so now that we're moving Volcano, last year they got Twisted Timber, was a huge new RMC roller coaster attraction, but to get that, they had to remove Holo. So are they really better off than they were in 2016 when they had Holo, Tornado, Volcano? We just have to wait and see for what the future holds. Some minor news now. Darien Lake has finally announced a name change to Six Flags Darien Lake. As you may have known, Six Flags acquired parks like Darien Lake, Frontier City, and Darien Lake announced its rebranding to go along with the Six Flags Skyscreamer. I thought initially the Six Flags Skyscreamer would stand as the point that, hey, we're owned by Six Flags now, but we're going to keep our name. But that is not the case. Frontier City, though, on the other hand, has not announced a name change yet, and we'll see if that happens soon. Okay, let's go on to construction updates. Karen's has uploaded this video on their Facebook page of the unveiling of the top wedge strike train. So let's take a look at it. It just looks very comfortable seats, lap bars. It looks like a great train. I'm really excited for it. The front car is beautiful, very shiny, very sexy, well themed. It's supposed to be themed to moonshine bootleggers, so I think they got that down pretty well. And I'm just really excited to ride it in the spring of 2019. Also, Tigris has been topped off at Busch Gardens, Tampa. I got a photo back in mid-December of the Tigris track. We just had one piece of track down at that time. So it is very impressive how the entire rest of the track has been completed and topped off in just a month and a half. Pretty impressive, Busch Gardens. While we're on the topic of Intamin launch coasters, it looks like there might be a new one coming to Busch Gardens in 2020. This has been rumored for quite a while now, but we finally got some site plans thanks to BGWFans.com. They released these site plans which show the location of the footers of the roller coaster, and they posted an analysis of this on their website. I highly suggest you go and read it. But looking at the photo locations, it shows that there are definitely multiple launch sections. There were two of them, and one of them is very interesting as it features the same, or appears to feature the same technology that will be used in the 2021 Park Asteroids roller coaster. What this does is it goes into the launch track, and there's a vertical spike behind that, and it launches forward, goes up a vertical element, a top hat, and then falls back down, launches backward, goes up the vertical spike, and then goes back forward and throughout the rest of the layout. And this is only allowed because of the fast track, rapid track movement system that allows it to, change the track mid-wide, which is an incredible technology. And I'm very impressed that Intamin is able to implement this in the new roller coaster as soon as next year. And it appears from the photos that there is a vertical spike section in the layout, and you can see that labeled with the number 4 logo. And moving on to the sort of what appears to be the layout is they just sort of overlaid a guess of what the layout could look like from the location of the photos, and that is just a rough guess because you can't predict like what elements will occur and what the ride will include just from locations of photos, because that can mean several things. Like the same photos that appear for a zero-G star could also be an airtime hill, so it is very hard to guess what the roller coaster could look like if it will have the rapid RMC-like elements that are found on the Park Asteroids roller coaster, or the more tame movements that are on Soaring to the Dragon, the other roller coaster that has the vertical spike but not the rapid track movement. What's interesting about the layout is there is definitely 2 drops down to the Rhine River. Now that has a 40-foot drop down to the river into the ravine, and that will be definitely increase the speed of the ride relative to how tall it is. So we got a top speed from the leaked slide that shows the vertical spike, so again, more evidence of a vertical spike, and the 76 mile per hour top speed. And judging just from the layout, like it looks to be that there's definitely a vertical top hat section, or at least something like that will have a huge drop down to the ravine, but if you want it to that 76 mile per hour top speed, it won't actually be that high of an element. So I'm thinking that the BGWFans has been talking about this 315-foot height waiver that they filed, and I just don't see that happening on this roller coaster with such a low top speed. And I feel like if it would be a 300-foot drop, it would be a lot longer. It would have, it can dissipate speed so fast that it appears to do in the layout. So I don't know if we should expect that or not. But the launch itself, if it launches above the river and then goes up the top hat and then goes down, increases to 76 miles per hour, that means they're only expecting like a 65, 67 mile per hour launch, like the same sort of stats that Stormwater has. Stormwater has a 180-foot drop and is only 150 feet tall, so that might be the stats we should expect from Stormwater because it has a 75 mile per hour top speed. So very similar rides that it could end up being, even though they're so far apart in the times they've been built. So I really hope this includes some new elements that you see on the Park Asteroids coaster, but we really can't judge if those are being included at this point because the supports, the photos, they don't tell the whole story. But this will develop over time. It might be a while until we get an actual official ride announcement, which is disappointing. But for now, we can expect an Intamin coaster most likely because no other manufacturer has that vertical spike section. But it's still just so exciting to see this being built as soon as 2020. But SeaWorld is pushing a lot of new roller coasters for 2020, so it's just so exciting to see something like this being built, especially after Volcano is going down, because we got just such a good ride going up pretty soon nearby. Thanks to a blog post on Cedar Point, we now know some more details about the new Forbidden Frontier attraction that will open in 2019. The 2 hard details are that it will be free, it will not be like Dinosaurs Alive, there will not be an upcharge like Steel Vengeance, and it will open from 11 to 7 every day from May 25th to September 2nd. So that's not the 4 hours of the park, just 11 to 7 for 8 hours at a time. And judging from the post, I won't go through everything. If you want to know everything that they hinted at in the post, then go look at it. But it looks like to be an RPG sort of choose your own adventure sort of community you go into. You walk in, you're free to leave whenever you want, and you're free to do whatever you want while you're there, to just look at what's going on, to partake in some of the activities that they have. And some activities they listed are like helping farm the land there, which I wouldn't choose to do that one, but you can go on secret missions, deliver a message, and there's even like an emu there apparently. That's another detail. Other animals as well, and it looks like a fun attraction. I'm excited to do it. I will definitely do it now that it's free, because Dinosaurs Alive was just terrible, so I'm glad that it's finally being replaced with something that looks a little bit more polished. Now, the implementation of this will be key, the execution, because this is new territory for Cedar Point. They don't have too many themed attractions like this. This would be something you would see more at a Disney park, a Universal park, but maybe they do really well, it's executed well, or it could just be very unpopular, very cheesy, very corny. We will see what happens when it opens on May 25th. We finally have names for the roller coasters opening up in the Nickelodeon Universe theme park in East Rutherford, New Jersey. We have these thanks to some slide photos posted by American coaster enthusiasts, and the first one is TMNT Showraiser. TMNT is an abbreviation for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, so it'll be themed to that. I'm sure a lot of SpongeBob fans would have preferred Fiery Fist of Pain, but Fiery Fist of Pain is not a good name for a roller coaster. Does not sound like a ride that general public would want to go on. They don't want to die. And this will be a Takashiba clone, similar to the ride in Fuji Q Highland, but it will be just a bit steeper, so it sets that steepest roller coaster in the world mark. And now we have Shredder. Shredder is the name of a villain in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle franchise, and so it made sense that they'd want to fit these two rides together because physically they both intertwine and they're both Gerstlauer. This is a Gerstlauer spinning coaster. And the only SpongeBob themed ride will be Sandy's Blasting Bronco. This will be a Intamin launch coaster, a shuttle launch coaster, similar to what a Premier Skyrocket 2 would be. And it's kind of weird that they chose Sandy as the character to theme this off of, and all the characters in SpongeBob. But so I kind of have mixed feelings about it. I would have, seen a Patrick Star or something. I don't know. Sandy's not the most popular character out there. And the next one we have is Slime Street. This is a Chance family coaster, and Nickelodeon has this whole slime thing going on. Never understood why, and now they're naming a coaster off of it. So I'm not too happy with this name, because I just think the slime thing just makes no sense. And it's not really themed to anything, just slime. But it should be a unique ride experience because there are not many other coasters out there like it, not many Chance coasters in general. So that's going to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Leave your feedback in the comments because I want to know how I did, if I should do more of these in the future, or if I should go to another thing to help bring the channel back.